Hello, and welcome to a word of hope for Thursday in the second week of Lent. My name is Father Jordan DeGuire, and I'm here in St. Catherine of Siena House in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Every year on Ash Wednesday, I read the poem called Ash Wednesday by T.S. Eliot. It's one of my favorites. It's a story of a man going through penance and conversion, slowly and painfully being led into the truth. And this year, the line that struck me when I read it and that stuck with me through these days of Lent so far is one that comes towards the very beginning and end of the poem. The poet cries out, "Teach us to care and not to care. Teach us to sit still. Teach us to care and not to care." It's a line that I think can help us to unpack the gospel story that we get today. It's the story of Lazarus, the poor man, and the rich man. We hear how the rich man lives well while Lazarus is begging for scraps on his doorstep. But when they die, the rich man is in torment while Lazarus is consoled in the bosom of Abraham. And we can read it as a story of the danger of riches, the danger of putting too much emphasis on things of this world, of getting distracted from what really matters. But I think there's something more going on here. Right? Sometimes we can look at someone and say they're doing so well. They must be favored by God, blessed by God. We can look at someone who's suffering, maybe look at ourselves when we're suffering and say, what did I do to deserve this? Maybe God is mad at me. We're not always the best judges of our own relationship with God or of where others are in their relationship to God. And this, I think, is where T.S. Eliot comes in. Teach us to care and not to care. That prayer, it recognizes that we don't always care about the things we should care about. Sometimes we're indifferent to things that we probably should be caring about. But it also recognizes that we're not able to fix it for ourselves. I may recognize that my loves are off, my priorities aren't where they should be, but I need someone to teach me, to show me what it is to really care, what it is to really love, what it is I don't need to worry about so much, what it is I don't need to care about. That's what Lent is all about, this season where we return to basics, return to the Lord and ask, do I put my trust in Him? Do I ask Him to teach me to care and not to care? Do I ask Him to teach me to love as I ought? Or do I try to figure it out for myself? Do I try to put my trust in myself or in things of this world and say I'll figure it out on my own? We're not always the best judges, but the Lord wants to show us the way. So once again, this Lent, we're called to turn to Him so that He can teach us, so that we can learn, so that we can love and care as we ought.